the adult guide to getting your life together. So I've been thinking a lot about the idea of getting your life together. I've also had a few people reach out to me about the same topic, as last year, was coming to an end and a new year just rolled in. So I know it's not a random thought. It's something that many of us are struggling with or just need, some help or some support. As we grow older, functioning as proper adults is the bare minimum. But a lot of people still don't feel like they have their life in order. And I get it. And if this is you, you don't have to feel alone. It's way more common than you think. So today, we'll talk about getting your life together so that your life can function much easier, much smoother, and be more stable. So there are some major areas we're going to touch on in this series: personal, work and career, finance, social life, environment and lifestyle, emotional maturity, and faith. Each one plays an important role, and the goal is to start building processes that would help your life run better. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Princess Akari, and this channel is all about helping you become the best version of yourself. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. First of all, get a pen and paper to write down your personal action points as I begin to share on the different areas. Yeah, I'm waiting. Go and get your pen and paper. Anyway, I want to assume you have a pen and a paper, or at least something that you can write your action points on. So watching this video alone will not help you. You must execute the things that you have heard for any change to happen in your life. So let's get into it. Number one, personal. So this will cover day-to-day basic maintenance, health and wellness. Also, we're starting here because you need to be alive, healthy and functioning, before we can talk about the other areas of your life. So if your body and brain are not in a good state, nothing else will work well. Not your career, not your relationship, not your finances, nothing. Now, when people talk about adulting being exhausting, half the time they are not wrong. In fact, all the time they are not wrong or exaggerated. Adult life has so many moving pieces, bills, documents, appointments, deadlines, health, birthdays, family, taxes, obligations, and just, life. You cannot handle all of that through vibes or spontaneity. At least it won't be sustainable. So if you have been running on vibes, this is your sign. Please stop and reconsider. You need to put processes in place that would hold things up for you when necessary and help you reduce friction. So get your personal life together through 4 steps. Step 1, map your reality. Take a notes app or a sheet of paper now and write down the things that you already do in your day-to-day life, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. Those overthinking, just brain dump, chores, routines, bills, appointments, errands, habits, everything you can remember. This gives you like a baseline. Most times, once you start to see these things clearly, you can now, better manage it. Step 2, define your ideal state. That's in terms of health and wellness and all of that. In a separate section of your notes, write down the things that you want to improve or integrate into your health and wellness. So this is like your physical and mental health. This includes like your diet, exercise, sleep, basic maintenance, grooming, rest, checkups, skincare, prayer, therapy, time outdoors, anything. The point here is to define your ideal state, not just how you currently operate. So step 3, plan ahead and have some structure. Now that you have your reality, that is what exists and what you already do, and you also have your ideal, that is what you want to integrate or improve, you can now lay out structure and processes to both of these groups of things. So for example, daily planning and structure may include your morning and night routine, even if it's a very minimal routine. That is, when I wake up, these are the things that I must do before I start my day, or at night, like these are the things that I must do to end my day, or before I sleep. That's fine. So daily processes may also include taking vitamins, your hydration goal, 15 minutes cleanup of your space, reading and prayer time, skincare, quick calendar check, charging your devices overnight, stretching, and so on. So then you move on to the weekly. So weekly planning and structure can include things like grocery shopping, laundry, meal prep, if this is applicable to you if you cook, therapy, social calls to catch up with your friends and family, house cleaning, planning for the week, etc. Monthly planning, and structure can include paying your bills, resetting your budget, beauty or grooming appointments, reviewing your subscriptions, and so on. For quarterly, it can include, medical or dental checks, decluttering your space, and donating items, deep cleaning, and so on. Annually can include, maybe doing your taxes, general health screenings, renewals, maybe your passport, visas, house rents, and all of that, insurance, even certifications, and so on. So check everything. Once everything, or at least what you can remember, they are listed. The next question is, how will I remember to, schedule these things or automate these things? So you can use Google Calendar, scheduled emails, and reminder apps for things that are event related or attached to a day or time. Then personal boards on Notion, ClickUp, Asana, you can use those for documenting and tracking your tasks. Then for habit trackers, you can use Strix, Habitica, Loop. And then for bills automation, you can just use your bank apps for direct debits or scheduled payments. For example, I have an account dedicated to pay my bills and direct debits for bills and direct debits for essentials. So I only need to focus on funding that one account, and it is automatic instead of remembering 15 different payment dates and places I need to pay, please. So for documents, you can create a digital folder on Google Drive with subfolders for like maybe passports, certificates, CVs, contracts, utility bills, your health files, or basically anything digital that you have. I even have one folder for my professional headshots because I get invited to speaking events often, and I need to share this with the hosts. When you arrange your files this way, you are not running up and down looking for something because you have taken the time to arrange what is needed properly, especially when you need to find something very quickly. Now, for groceries, just an add-on, you should always have a list of things that you need on a notepad somewhere and build a system for checking your fridge every week. You need to throw away expired items. You need to replace essentials. Set reminders to assist you with this. Step 4, delegation. Another adulting hack to getting your life together is knowing when to stop doing everything by yourself. So there are two kinds of delegation. Number 1, delegating to people. So this is the one that everyone knows. This could be for things that take a lot of your time but can be outsourced, like cleaning, laundry services, meal prep or actual meals, virtual assistants for operational work, related tasks, accountant, hairstylist, handyman. If you have the budget, outsourcing would buy you time. If you don't have the budget yet, you can use family, friends, accountability partners, community, knowledge exchange. I help you with this, you help me with this, or even skill exchange. I help you with this thing that I'm skilled at, you help me with this thing that you're skilled at. Delegation is about bandwidth management. You're managing what you can do. I mean, this holiday, they use me for housework. Number 2, delegating to tools. We are in the digital age, so a lot of tools are available for our use. Depending on your tasks, you will almost always find a tool, a template, or an app that will make your work easier and help you. None of these steps or processes are glamorous or easy to do, especially when you are setting them up. But they save mental bandwidth, they save a lot of things, and they reduce stress. You will notice that you've prevented crisis, you have more time for other things, you have fewer forgotten tasks, you feel less overwhelmed, you are now more grounded and functional. It's important for you to take out time to set up these processes and systems for yourself, and your life will become much more easier. Also, you can just start with one area and then move to the next. You don't have to overwhelm yourself, and try to do everything at once. I understand it's not easy. Now, number 2, we're done with personal. So let's go to work and career. So after getting your personal life functioning, the next area that often needs attention is your work life. A lot of adults work hard, but they work, inside a lot of chaos. no direction, no documentation, no planning, no strategy, behind their career or work decisions. And when there's no structure, things tend to stall or they delay. They drift to places that you didn't foresee or plan, and in a bad way, or move in ways that are not aligned with what you want at all. So getting your career together means having some form of clarity, definition about where you're headed, what you're building, what skills or experiences that you need to move forward. A simple way to stabilize your career is to break it into 5 parts: direction, skill, documentation, networking and visibility, and then review. Starting with direction, this is about, what kind of career or work life you're trying to build. And it needs to be realistic, with a 1 to 3 year window. If the answer is unclear right now, don't panic. This kind of direction often comes from doing or trying out things, not just thinking about them, because what you think something is might not be what it is when you try it. Now, if you already have career direction, then that's terrific. Well done to you. Also, you can treat your career like a product. Test assumptions, gather data, pivot when needed. If things are currently working out in your career, you can then make long-term plans of 3 to 5 years from now. If not, pivot or start strategizing on your next move to make things work. Also, don't forget that people grow their careers for different reasons. Whatever your reason is, ask yourself if what you're doing now aligns, with that reason. It can be more money. It can be more free time with your family and friends. It can be relocation. It can be personal vision. It can even be a stepping stone to another career path. The next part of stabilizing your career is building skills. Skills are about ensuring that you are not coasting. Every industry has baseline competencies, and if you're not refreshing your skills, you will fall behind. I recently talked about this in one of my YouTube videos about what people do to accelerate, their career growth, how they grow very fast. And I will link the video in the description box and also attach it in this video so you can go and watch it. The easiest way to manage skills as an adult is yearly or maybe twice a year. Pick 1 or 2 core areas to upgrade per year. That could be maybe technical area, soft skills area, domain knowledge. For me as a PM, technical skills can be maybe learning SQL or advanced product analytics. Soft skills can be, learning how to manage stakeholder communication better. Domain knowledge or domain skills can be, learning more about fintech compliance in my region, maybe in the UK or Europe or outside, as I'm currently working in fintech. Learning platforms like Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, or bootcamps can help with the content and structure that you need for this. So the next point in stabilizing your career is documentation. This is one of the most underutilized career systems. You must keep a file with your achievements, your metrics, your work KPIs, your awards, your feedbacks, your case studies, work samples, everything. You'll be surprised how many people struggle during promotional cycles or job searches simply because they didn't document anything. Notion or Google Drive works very well for this. I have talked about this so much in so many of my videos, you guys. If you have not been practicing this, you need to start now. You also need to keep your CV, LinkedIn, and website or portfolio updated as you learn new things or as you grow, and then you get new opportunities or achievements. Keep those things updated. Next part of stabilizing your career is networking and visibility. This is about building relationships, social capital, and being discoverable. A lot of opportunities come through people. In this day and age, you need to maintain connections. You need to check in with your industry peers and your seniors and contribute to what other people are doing, or to communities. Tools can help you here as well. LinkedIn, ADP List for mentoring, communities, alumni networks, physical and virtual meetups for industry-specific events. Please use them and do better this year. A word's enough for the wise. Finally, review. This means setting a cadence for your career. Quarterly reviews are ideal in this case. You need to review certain things. What did you learn? What did you do? What relationships did you build? What changed in your industry? How are you learning about that thing? What needs adjustment and all of that. And every other thing that you want to track against your career goals in that quarter. So this sounds like a lot, but once you start taking it one at a time and everything falls in place, everything will just become better. Now, in all of these areas we have mentioned today, in community always helps, and then consistency also improves when you do it with others. You know, you need to join similar interest groups or create one goals on how you want to improve your life this year. You need to have accountability partners or trusted people who can join you on your journey to getting your life together. Community also helps with encouragement, you know, motivation, and then there's shared wisdom amongst the group. So part 2 of this video will drop next week. Please watch it. Now, if this video helps you or gave you a few ideas, make sure to give it a like and leave a comment below. If you want more content on personal growth, career, and becoming a high-functioning adult, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We do a lot of that here. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.